So my dear J warriors, welcome aboard to the EAPCET Telangana and Andhra Pradesh session, and this session is exclusively for all those ultra legends who want to prepare for the last minute. And today I am going to do mainly the 12th standard topics, and we will have a separate lecture for 11th standard topics. So I hope you guys are all excited. Endariki namaskaram. Miru ella unnaru. Quickly put it up in the chat box. Hello, 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 praising army, Aditya, Rishi, Sudha, Navya, Yash, Soumya, hello, Echo, hello, Gayatri. I hope I am audible as well as visible to all of you. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And this is your Captain Shreyas going live for the physics questions practice. So let's do this. All the top-notch questions which you can expect in your upcoming AP or Telangana EAPCET or EMCET examination, right? Okay, good afternoon everyone. Nice to see all of you. So let's begin with the class without wasting time, and here is the first question. Have you smashed the like button? Have you not done that yet? Please do that. Yes, there is a like button down there, do that, or else YouTube will distract you. You'll forget where the channel was. So subscribe also. So subscribe and like, that's a mandatory. Done? All the students from Andhra, Telangana, done it? Very good. Okay. Kinetic energy of photoelectrons emitted by photosensitive material depends upon the intensity of the incident photon. And the reason said is the ejection of electrons from the surface of the metal is possible with frequency below the threshold frequency. I think the reason definitely is wrong. Reason definitely is wrong. How can the frequency be below? How can it be below the threshold frequency? This is definitely wrong. The reason is wrong. The frequency actually should be more than your threshold frequency. Kinetic energy of the electron depends on the intensity. This is also wrong. In fact, the kinetic energy depends on the frequency of the incident photon. It depends on the frequency, not intensity. The word intensity is also wrong. So basically, this is definitely a wrong statement. Both assertion and reason. Yes, both assertion and reason should be false. Both assertion and reason should be false. Just check this out. Yes, this is the correct answer. Very nice. Amazing, amazing. Both are false. Cool. Clear? Shall we go ahead to the next question, my dear warriors? Here comes the next question. The wavelength of the first line of Lyman series for hydrogen is equal to the second line of Balmer series for a hydrogen-like ion. Then what is the atomic number Z of the hydrogen-like ion? That is, it's some other element. It's some other element, but we do not know what is the atomic number of it. So what do I do? Okay, let's have a look. The wavelength of the first line of the Lyman series. Lyman is when the transition happens from higher shell to n is equal to 1, that is the ground level, for a hydrogen atom. So for a hydrogen atom, your 1 by lambda will be R, Rydberg's constant, Z is 1, into 1 by 1 square minus 1 by, since it is the first line, it will be from 2 to 1. So first line is from n is equal to 2 to n is equal to 1. Last line is from n is equal to infinity to n is equal to 1. So therefore, I will get 1 by lambda is equal to Rydberg's constant. This will be 1 minus 1 by 4. So therefore, 1 by lambda will be Rydberg's constant into nothing but 3 by 4. Now going to the second part. For the second line of Balmer series for hydrogen-like atom, so 1 by lambda will be Rydberg's constant. Z I don't know, so I'll just put Z over here. Second line, the second line of Balmer series. Balmer is when the transition happens to 2. Transition happens from higher orbit to n is equal to 2. First line is from 3 to 2. Second line is from 4 to 2. So this will be 1 by 4, right? So this will be nothing but R Z square. This will be 1 by 4 minus 1 by 16. So this will be R into Z square. Now this LCM will be 16. So 4 minus 1 is 3. So 3 by 16. That's what I'm going to get over here. But the wavelength is same. So lambda, I can take it from here and put it over here and see what do you get. So just take 1 by lambda from here and put it over here. So it is r multiplied by 3 divided by 4. R will cancel, 3 will cancel, 4 will cancel. So basically I'll be just left with 1 is equal to z square by 4. 4 goes with 16 4 times. That means z square is equal to 4, or rather z is equal to 2. So the answer should be D option. Yes, it is the D option. No, it is not B. It is option D. It is option D. Correct. Correct. Yes, Bhavani, I'll be conducting the class for JEE Advanced. Satvik, the class will be hardly for 1 hour. Okay. Moving on to the next question coming up on your screen. The de Broglie wavelength of neutron at 27 degrees Celsius is lambda. What will be the wavelength at a newer, higher temperature? What has temperature got to do with the de Broglie wavelength? When you increase the temperature, the randomness, the kinetic energy of the molecules increases, because of which the momentum increases. Once the momentum changes, the de Broglie wavelength will change. That is the relationship. So we all know de Broglie wavelength is the Planck's constant by momentum, which is also root of 2 times mass times kinetic energy. That is what it is. Or you can just leave it at momentum, and you can write the momentum as mass into velocity. Whenever you talk about temperature and its relation with velocity, remember that the velocity is always proportional to the root of temperature. You take the RMS speed of molecules, you take the speed of sound, you take any such formula, most probable speed, velocity will be something root times temperature by something. So it is always proportional to the root of temperature. So that means from this, can I not say therefore lambda is inversely proportional to the root of temperature, because lambda is inversely proportional to velocity. Velocity is directly related to temperature. So lambda is inversely related to the root of temperature. So therefore the question is what is the new de Broglie wavelength? So lambda 2 by lambda 1 will be root of T1 by T2. What is T1 and what is T2? Don't put 27. It is in Celsius. Convert it into Kelvin. So 27 Celsius in Kelvin will be 300 Kelvin. You need to add 273 to it. 927 add 273, you will get 1200. So this will basically become 1 by 4, which will become 1 by 2. So therefore lambda 2 by lambda will be 1 by 2. Therefore lambda 2 will be just lambda by 2. That is the final answer, and let's have a look at it. Yes, option D again. Option D. Got it, my dear warriors? Everyone? Clear? Sir, I'm preparing for BITSAT for B Pharma. Can you please help me? Definitely, Rojani will be conducting BITSAT classes also. Very good, Soumya. Awesome. Everybody answer Chependi in the chat box. Don't do unnecessary time pass. Answer Chependi in the chat box. Okay? Very good, Komarvalli. Very good, Lokesh. Yes, Sarvani. Answer D is the correct answer. What about this? The de Broglie wavelength of the electron and the wavelength of the photon. De Broglie wavelength of the electron. Electron is a mass, matter. It's a de Broglie wavelength. And photon is light, the wavelength of light. These two wavelengths happen to be the same. What is the ratio of the energy of the light particle, which is photon, and the momentum of the electron? That is the question. Okay, read the question again and again so that you can understand it. Let's try it out. The ratio between the energy of the photon upon the momentum of that electron. The momentum of the electron. Well, what is the energy of a photon formula? What is the energy of a photon formula? Come on. Energy of a photon is given by hc by lambda. So it is nothing but hc divided by lambda, right? What is the momentum of an electron? Using de Broglie formula, it is nothing but h by lambda. These two lambdas are same. Lambda, lambda cancels. H also cancels. So what am I left with? Only the number C. Only the number C, which is option B. Yes, that is the correct answer. B is the correct answer. Wow, very good, Kanizar bro. Very good. Excellent. No Rolex, no Sanjana. It is not option C. It is option B. Unless you meant, sir, the answer is C. Okay, cool. Very good. Very good. Excellent. Moving on. I hope you guys are enjoying these questions and learning a lot. And I hope you have smashed the like button. In case you haven't done that, do it right now if you want more EAPCET content on this channel. Guys, if you don't shower the love, then I won't be motivated to conduct more classes. Understand that. So, moving on to the next one. The ratio of the radius of the nuclei, aluminum and Te, 125-27 here, is approximately how much? Okay, interesting question. How is the radius of the nucleus even related to any of this given information? Remember the chapter of nucleus and you will realize that the radius is directly proportional to the atomic mass number whole raised to 1 by 3. So therefore, the radius of Al upon the radius of Te will be nothing but the cube root of atomic mass number of Al upon atomic mass number of Te. So what is the atomic mass number of Al? Well, that's 27. Of Te, it is basically 125. These are perfect cubes. 27's cube root is 3. 125's cube root is 5 because 5 cube is 125. 3 cube is 120. Sorry, 3 cube is just 27. So that's it. The ratio is nothing but 3:5, which is obviously 6:10. You multiply by 2. 3 into 2 is 6. 5 into 2 is 10. So answer should be D. Yes, it is option D. Very good. ADC office, Vijayawada. Wow, what names you come up with. Yes, Sanjana, the answer is D. Yes, this Rolex is D. Correct, correct. Option is there, Soumya. Yep. Very good, Srijani. Very good, Nagarshri. Awesomeness, awesomeness. Moving on to the next question coming up on your screen. Okay, ready? Okay, so here is the first, here is the question. When the number of nucleons in the nucleus increases, what happens to the binding energy per nucleon? When the number of nuclear particles inside the nucleus, they are called nucleons. So when you have heavy nucleus, what happens? Does the binding energy per nucleon increase, decrease, or does it decrease then increase or increase then decrease? This is a straightforward answer. This is a straightforward answer. Yes, correcto. It first increases and then decreases. If you remember, there is a nice graph for it also. It goes up like this and comes down. It is the highest for iron. So the binding energy per nucleon graph. As you increase the number of nuclear particles, this is how it goes. These things undergo fission, these things undergo fusion. Exactly. Nuclear forces, this is assertion, arise from strong Coulomb force between the protons and neutrons. Guys, think about it. Between a proton and a neutron, if there is a nuclear force, is it because of Coulomb's force? Definitely not. So assertion is definitely false. Do you understand it? Assertion is 100% it is false. What about the reason? Nuclear forces, they are independent of the charge of the nucleons. Yes, nuclear forces are independent. That is definitely correct. That is definitely correct. It depends on the spin. It does not depend on the mass. It does not depend on the charge for sure. So guys, reason is correct, assertion is wrong. Reason is correct, assertion is wrong. Exactly. Exactly. Proud of all of you. Perfect. Perfect. Yes. Sai Charan, I'll tell you something. EAPCET exam will be average exam. It will not be very easy. It will be an average exam. It's all about speed and your mental calmness. So please remain calm. Check out the cheat code videos which are uploaded. Just focus on the major high weightage topics. You can definitely crack it. Don't think about past exams or don't think about 𝒐𝒐𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒅𝒊𝒔𝒆 or any other exam. You will crack it. Just stay motivated. just stay calm throughout the exam. Practice as many questions and PYQs. That's all. Practice many models. Don't sit and do theory right now. That's all I would say. Okay. These are the inputs to a gate and X is the output. As per the following time graph, which kind of gate do you think this is? Which kind of gate do you think this is? Will the cheat codes work? The answer to that is only for less than 5% of the questions. Very few questions. Out of 100 questions, 5 questions you can apply the cheat codes for. Don't apply for many. And that too towards the end of the exam. Not at the beginning, not in the middle. And you need to understand when to use it, when not to use it. So if you watch my older videos, you will see how to guess options, how to apply Tukka strategy, how to blindly mark an answer without solving the question. I have done some videos on the internet. You can find it on Google, on YouTube. But do not use it every single time. You need to be a little bit careful. Only for few questions. Otherwise, you will lose out a lot of marks. Answer is OR gate. Let's find out whether it is OR gate. See, 0, who is the input? A, B, C, D are the inputs. Everything is 0, then the output is also 0. Any one of them becomes 1, the output is 1. This is 0, this is 1, this is 0, this is 0. Any one of them. See, this is 0, this is 0, this is 1, this is 0. Again the output is 1. 1, 0, 1, 0. Again the output is 1. So any one becomes high, any one of them becomes high, the output becomes high. One of them at least should be correct, the output will be high. That means it is OR gate. If everything has to be high, only then it will be high, then it will be a AND gate. Understand the difference. Cool? Shall we go ahead to the next question, guys? Very good. Yes, awesome. Awesome, awesome. Guys, don't believe all such rumors. Last day the paper is tough, first day the paper is easy. Who tells you all these things, right? So don't believe anything like that. These are all rumors. They are baseless. Don't believe all this. Even if it is tough, you have to face it. You cannot do anything. Okay, let's say it is tough. What will you do? Will you sit and cry? Will you curse your fate? Nothing you can do about it. You have to prepare for it. That's it. Well, what guarantee that first day only the paper might be very tough? You know, imagine you think, sir, my paper was on the first day and I thought it will be easy, but the paper came tough. That will be even worse. So always prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Don't worry about it. Study. This is the time which you should be studying. Don't worry about the rumors. Atomic mass number is this much. The atomic mass number of this carbon is this much. The binding energy of the neutrons will be how much? So remember, inside the nucleus versus outside the nucleus, right? The masses of the protons and the neutrons are completely different, and that is why you will get a mass defect. The mass defect is the difference of the masses which you are expecting versus what is actual. So what you are expecting is 13, what you are getting is 13.0035. So it will be nothing but 13.00335 minus basically 13, which is 0.00335 atomic mass unit. But that is not the question. The question is, what is the binding energy? Binding energy is the mass defect in AMU into 931 mega electron volt. So take this 0.00335 multiplied by 931. You will get the answer in mega electron volt, and check if it is 1.68 mega electron volt. Check it if it is 1.68 mega electron volt. Option number A. No, it is not B, it is option number A. Yes. Yes, normalization is there in all these exams. So basically, you know, you need to understand that they will keep the difficulty almost similar, just like in JEE mains or any other exam. Even in BITSAT, you know, you have multiple shifts. Even in VIT-EEE, there were multiple shifts. So they will always try to ensure the paper level is almost the same. So they will normalize it in some or the other way. In some or the other way. Okay. So keep that in mind. Moving on to the next question on your screen. In an unbiased PN junction diode, the thickness of the depletion layer is 7 into 10 to the power minus 6. The potential difference barrier is 0.7 volts. The electric field in this region is how much? That is the question. Although it looks like a semiconductor question, it is not. Understand that in your PN junction, when you have a depletion layer, all right, there is a voltage difference and there is electric field. And we all know the relationship between them. Electric field, magnitude wise, is the voltage difference upon the width of the depletion layer. That's it. Do I know the electric field? No. In fact, that's what I have to find. Do I know the voltage difference? Yes. This is the voltage barrier, which is 0.7. The potential barrier, that 0.7 is over here. The width of it is 7 into 10 to the power minus 6. This is 7 into 10 to the power minus 1. 7 cancels. Minus 1 minus 6 becomes 1 minus 5. So it will become 10 to the power 5, which is option B, and it is the correct answer. Option B. How many of you said option B? Very good, Srijana. Very good, Bojanki. Awesome. We'll do a separate video of, the rank, percentile, marks, etc. that you can expect. Right now, don't concentrate on all those things. Just concentrate on, solving the question paper. Solve more and more questions. That's all. Okay, that is not the time. In a semiconductor diode, the barrier potential, the voltage barrier which is there, what does it really oppose? The diffusion of. What gets diffused? Think about it. When you have a PN junction, right, there is diffusion of electrons from N side to P side and holes from P side to N side. That is diffusion. Drift happens for electrons from P side to N side and holes from N side to P side. Diffusion is for majority charge carriers. In N, what is majority? Electrons. Those electrons go from N to P. In P type, what is majority? Holes. They diffuse from P to N. So diffusion is always associated with whatever is there in majority. Drift is always there associated with minority. So guys, diffusion will be for majority charge carriers from both P type as well as N type. That is option C. Yes, C for Capto. Correct. Yashashwini Arcot. Thank you so much. Cool. Okay. Next question. G0 is the acceleration due to gravity at a height equal to twice the radius of the earth. Then the acceleration due to gravity on the surface will be how much? Okay. G0 is the acceleration due to gravity at some height. It will be G into R square, the whole thing divided by R plus H whole square. This is the formula for height H. This is on the surface. R is the radius, H is the height. So the question is, what is G? Let's find it out. So G into R square, and here you have the height as twice the radius. So into 2R. So sorry, plus 2R whole square. R square will get cancelled from everywhere. So I'll be left with 1 plus 2 the whole square. Solving it further, G0 will be, G is there over here. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 square is basically 9. So G will be G0 multiplied by 9. My God, everything looks like G or 9 over here. So should it be G0 into 9? Yes, option C. C for, there is only one name. C for Captain Shreyas. No, it is not B. It is not B. Yep, it is not B. Got it, my dear warriors. Perfecto, perfecto. Moving on to the next question on your screen. Here it is. Let A be the area swept out by the line joining the earth and the sun. Okay, remember Kepler's law. You join the sun and the earth when the earth is revolving and see how much area is swept by that line after some time. During February 2000, then area swept by the same line by, during the first week of that month. So what is so special about February 2000, guys? Is it having how many days? Like, is it like a leap year or something? Maybe there is some speciality why they have told about February 2000. Okay, so this particular month had 29 days. 29 days. The first week of that month will have basically only 7 days. And by Kepler's law, according to Kepler's law, the area swept per unit time is going to be the same. Area swept per unit time is going to be the same. So if the area swept in the February month is A, so A divided by 29 is the unknown area, which I'll call it A prime, divided by 7 days. So what will be A prime? It will be 7A divided by 29. 7A divided by 29 is option B. That is the correct answer. Very good, Komarwali. Very good, Bojanki. Thank you. Very nice. Very nice, Sidhu. Awesome, Aksh. Great. Akshat. Very good. ADC office, Vijayawada. Awesome. Moving on to the next question on your screen. Escape velocity of the two planets are in the ratio 1:2. Ratio of the densities is 2:1. The ratio of the radius of the planets is how much? Let's try to think what is the formula for escape velocity. It is root of 2 times g times m times divided by r. The problem is there is no density in the formula and mass ratio is not even given. So I will write mass as density multiplied by volume. So it is density multiplied by volume. Volume, because it is a sphere, it will be 4/3 pi r cube. R will get cancelled, r square will remain. So I will be left with, check this out, 4 2s are 8, pi is there as it is, g is there as it is, and then you also have 3. Then from here you have rho and basically r square. But r square under the root, you can bring it outside, so it will just become r. I can bring it outside the root, so it will just become r. Remember, r cube will make it r square. R square's root is just r. So that is what I am getting. This means that the escape velocity is directly proportional to radius and also proportional to the root of the density. So V2 by V1 will be nothing but rho 2 by rho 1, and this will be R2 by R1. All right. So the ratio of the velocity of the two planets, we had to do V1 by V2, not V2 by V1, sorry. So V1 by V2 will be rho 1 by rho 2 under the root, and this will be R1 by R2. So what is rho 1 by rho 2? What is rho 1 by rho 2? The ratio of the densities. It is 2:1. What is the ratio of the radius? What is the ratio of the radius? It is clearly mentioned. The ratio of the radius has to be found. So R1 by R2 has to be found. The velocity ratio, check this out, V1 by V2, it is given as 1:2. So therefore, when I find out R1 by R2, I find out R1 by R2, what will happen? This root 2 will come below. So I'll be left with 1/2 root 2. 1/2 root 2 is there as option number C. 1/2 root 2 is there as option number C. Correct. No, it is not B. Be careful. Yes, C for Captain Shreyas Sir 3007. Very good. Perfecto. Amazingo. Kudos to all of you. And I hope you guys are smashing the like button if you want more sessions for EAPCET and the college list and other things for EAPCET. This year, unfortunately or whatever, I was not able to take many classes because there are a lot of personal things which are going on in my life. So that's the reason why I was, and plus I'm on the NEET channel too. And plus we have to take care of other exams. But trust me on this, whatever we can do, I am doing. If I have to sleep for 2 hours also, I am doing that. For the last 1 month, I'm barely sleeping for 3 to 4 hours every day. And probably you will not see that on my face. So please support the channel. Make sure that every student from Andhra and Telangana knows about this channel, because we are also going to prepare you for EAPCET and also going to prepare you for JEE Advanced, right? And whatever things you will need, even for your juniors, right? The whole year-long courses, everything. And I hope you also know, you can also recommend this to your juniors. We are starting the GOAT batch, greatest of all time batch for your juniors, right? Or people who want to take a drop, both of them. So there is a proper 1-year batch for entire 11th and 12th standard, which will also cover JEE, which will also cover any other entrance exam. Exactly. It's a 1-year course. I am going to be teaching you over there. And if you are not yet a part of it, make sure you become a part of it by joining through this link which is there in the description box. All right, it's probably there over here. Yes, V prime GOAT batch for JEE 2025. Let your juniors know. Yes, your teachers are there, and it is just for 3,999 rupees. 3,999. After the batch starts, this price will go up to 4,999. So I want you to help me out in this by recommending this particular batch as a Guru Dakshina, right, for your juniors. Thank you so much, guys. Okay, let's move on to the next question coming up on your screen. If the earth shrinks such that the density becomes 8 times to the present value, then the new duration of the day during the hours will be how much? Come on, think about it. If the earth shrinks such that the density will become 8 times to the present value, then the new duration. This is a combination of 2 chapters, rotation and gravity, slightly. I'll tell you how. See, if the density will become 8 times, what is the formula for density? Density is mass by volume. Volume is 4 by 3 pi r cube. So, if my density has to become 8 times to the present value, so when this happens, when density will become 8 times, that means the radius has to change. Mass is the same, you are shrinking it. So therefore, r cube has to become 1 by 8 times. Do you understand why 1 by 8? Because the 8 will go in the numerator. 8 will go in the numerator. So it will become 8 times on the LHS and the RHS. So the denominator will become 8 times less. So if r cube has to become 1 by 8, therefore, how many times will r become? R will become half times. Why? Because cube of 2 is 8. So 1 by 2's cube is 1 by 8. So the radius has become half. Is this logic clear, my dear warriors? Is this particular logic clear, my dear warriors? Okay, so the density becomes 8 times. So the denominator becomes 8 times less. What is the denominator having? R cube. So if r cube is 1 by 8, r will be 1 by 2, naturally. Okay, that's not the end of the story. Now, why will the duration of the day change? Because angular momentum should be a constant. And angular momentum is moment of inertia into basically omega. This should be a constant. And what is the moment of inertia? 2 by 5 times of mr square. What is omega? 2 pi by t. So that is basically a constant. So therefore, I will see r square by t is going to be a constant. If that is the case, let's find it out. Initial radius was r, time is 24 hours, final radius is r by 2, square it, I do not know the time. So what will happen? R square will cancel, r square will cancel, 2 square is 4, so I will get 1 by 24 is 1 by 40. 4 and 24 cancels and this will basically become 6. So basically time will become 6 hours. 6 hours is there as option number D. Yes, D is the correct answer. It had angular momentum conservation also in this. What a brilliant question. No, it is not C, it is option D. Many of you got it wrong. That's why you are attending this class, so that you do not make such mistakes in the actual exam. So conservation of angular momentum and the concept of density of any planet, which is mass by the volume. That is all that was used. Gravitational field in a region is given by this. If the particle is moved from the origin to this, then the change in the gravitational potential energy is how much? That is the question. Okay, so let's see how do we solve this. First of all, understand that our coordinates are 12,5. So this is 5, this is 12 meters, this is 5 meters. The electric field, gravitational field is 5 I cap, 12 J cap. 5 Newton per kg over here, and in the y direction it is basically 12 Newton per kg. So because of this field there will be a force in the x direction and the y direction. What will be the force? Let's find it out. So the force, remember, the force is always the field multiplied by the mass. So force is going to be the field, which is 5, into the mass, which is 2. So 5 into 2 is basically 10 Newton. In this direction, the force will be field, which is 12, into the mass, which is 2. So it will be 24 Newton. So the the change in the gravitational potential energy. Let's find out the work done by the force. The work done by gravity. Remember, work is force into displacement. So it will be 10 multiplied by 12 plus 10 Newton multiplied by 12 meter is the displacement, work done in the x direction. In the y direction, it will be 24 multiplied by basically 5. Is that right, everyone? Everybody? So this is 120, this is 120. So this is just going to be correct, right? 24, yeah, 240, 120, yeah, 120, 120. That is going to be 240. That is basically going to be 240 joules, correct. But is that the change in the gravitational potential energy? No. The change in the gravitational potential energy is always the negative of the work done by the gravity. That is the standard formula. So the answer should be minus 240 joules. So yes, option C is correct. Option C is correct. A lot of people are going to write it as plus 240, which is wrong. No, it is not option D. Cool. So remember, always the change in the energy, potential energy, is the negative of the work done by that particular force. If this is gravity, this will be gravity. If this is electrostatic, electrostatic. Magnetic, magnetic. Spring, spring. Elastic, elastic. Okay? Keep this in mind. This is the standard formula. Charge is placed at the center of a line joining two charges. The system of the three charges will be in equilibrium if that small charge q is how much? Let's find it out. So, you have two equal charges. Let's say I call it capital Q and capital Q, and you are placing this small q over here. You want the entire system to be in equilibrium. So what might be happening is these two capital Q's might be repelling each other because of the electrostatic force between them, which is then going to be Q divided by the total distance. Let's say it is A, so A square, that is the force of repulsion between these two. So Q divided by A square. But I want the system to be in equilibrium, so this small q should attract it by some force. So hence it will be negative charge. Hence it will be negative charge, something like this. Only if this is negative charge can it attract each other. Yep, something like this. Okay, so what will this force be? It will be Q divided by A by 2 whole square. If this has to be in equilibrium, this is very important word. If this has to be in equilibrium, these two forces must be equal. These two forces must be equal. Now what and all will happen? K will get cancelled. K will get cancelled from here. Q will get cancelled. In fact, this A and this A square will also get cancelled. What am I left with? This is small q divided by 1 by 2 whole square is equal to capital Q divided by 1. So 2 square is 4, so it will become 4q is equal to capital Q, or q is equal to q divided by 4. But this is only the magnitude. The sign will be always opposite, so it will be minus q by 4. I just told you, sign wise it will be opposite. Whatever I found out over here, remember this was just the magnitude of the charge, or just the magnitude of the charge. It has to be negative. A lot of people make that mistake and mark the answer as B. Be careful. It is not B. It has to be negative because there is an attractive force. How can both of them be of the same sign? It has to be of the opposite sign. Okay. Moving on to the next question. The flux through the surface field is given as how many units? Well, the electric flux is nothing but the field dot the area vector. So what is the field? It is nothing but 2i cap plus 4j cap plus 7k cap. And what is the area? Area vector is basically 10j cap. Okay, 4 into 10 is basically 40. Reason is j cap will only multiply by j cap. I will not go with j, k will not go with j. That's it. So the answer is 40 units. Where is 40 units? Option number 2. Yes, that is the correct answer. Is that right? Option B, how many of you get it? Sir, why a by 2? Okay, I'll explain you why a by 2 in the previous one. See, this force which is going to be there is going to be between only these two charges. Remember, this distance was A. This distance was A. This Q is present at the midpoint. Charge is present at the center. That is why this particular distance will be A by 2. This particular distance will be A by 2. Understood? Between small q and capital Q, the distance will be A by 2. Is it absolutely clear? Okay, shall we go ahead? This is also done. There is a uniform field along the x-axis. Body of 1 gram charge, this much is thrown in the field and with a speed of 10. How much speed will it have after 10 seconds? I feel this has got to do with kinematic equations only, because if you have a charge which has some mass, it already has some velocity of 10 meters per second. It's definitely going to accelerate maybe. Electric field and body of mass and charge, yes, is projected into the field. So after some time, it will get a new velocity at t is equal to 10 seconds. And that velocity can be found using v is equal to u plus at. Initial speed 10. Acceleration I don't know. Time is basically 10 seconds. So I need to find out the acceleration. How do I find out the acceleration, my dear warriors? Acceleration is force divided by mass. But force is the charge into the field. Oh, so what is the charge? 10 to the power minus 6. What is the field? Yes, 10 to the power 3. What is the mass? Where is the mass? 1 gram, I think. Yeah, so mass is 10 to the power minus 3. So minus 6 minus 3 will become minus 3 and plus 3 will become 1. So acceleration is 1 meters per second square. So just put 1 over here and multiply it. So 10 plus 10 is nothing but 20 meters per second. That is the answer. Let's find out. Oh, why have I put 10 root 3? Oh, I'm so sorry guys. This was along the y-axis. I'm so sorry. So sorry. The electric field is along the y-axis, not along the x-axis. Let me just redo this. I misread this. So this kind of silly mistakes can actually happen in the exam and I can mark answer A. So be very careful. This was along the y-axis and the velocity was given along the x-axis. So if you just look at the y-axis, the initial velocity is 0 in the y direction and there is electric field in the y direction. So there is acceleration. So there will be a y velocity. This acceleration is force by mass. Force is charge into the field divided by the mass. Charge is 10 to the power minus 6. Field is 10 to the power 3. Mass is 10 to the power minus 3 because it is 1 gram. So minus 6 minus 3 plus 3 will become 1. So 1 meter per second square in the y direction. So Vy will be Uy plus Ay into t. Initial velocity 0, acceleration 1, time 10 seconds. So Vy will be 10 meters per second. But at the same time in the x direction, whatever velocity is there, ux, that will continue as vx. These two will be equal. In fact, the horizontal velocity will be still 10 meters per second because there is no field or acceleration in the x direction. So what will be then the total velocity? It will be Vy square plus Vx square under the root. So it will be 10 square plus 10 square under the root. So it will be basically 10 root 2 meters per second. So 10 root 2 meters per second is the correct answer. Yes, perfect. How many of you got it? Awesome, awesome, awesome. MG definitely. J advanced classes too. Awesome. Everybody answer cheppandi in the chat box. No time pass ga undi. Time pass. No. Yeah. Concentrate. No, that random chats. No, definitely not. That will not help you in the exam. Yep. Moving on to the next question on your screen. Two charges are placed at the two corners of an equilateral triangle. The potential energy of the system is V. How much work is done to bring a similar charge from infinite to the third vertex? Let's draw an equilateral triangle. First, okay, let me draw two situations. First, you just had two charges on the two vertices. Let's say two identical charges are Q and Q. So what is the potential between them? It will be potential energy, my bad. The potential energy of the system is V. So V will be Q divided by, let's say the distance between them is A. So it will be nothing but KQ square divided by A. That is the potential energy of the system. Now what you have done is, apart from these two charges, you bring in additional charge Q over here. So from infinity to the third vertex. So what will happen? There will be new energy. There will be new energy in the system. What will be that new energy? V prime. it will be nothing but KQQ divided by A between these two, KQQ divided by A between these two and between these two. So this will come basically 3 times into 3. But wait a minute, KQQ by A is nothing but V. So this is going to become 3 times of V. This is going to become 3 times of V. So the new energy is 3 times the older energy. But do not mark option C because the question says clearly the work done. So the work done will be the final energy minus the initial energy. So 3V minus V, which will make it 2V. Hence the answer should be B option. Yes, that is the correct answer. Lot of students might end up marking 3V, which is incorrect. Got it? So these kind of tricky things might happen in the exam. Okay, and I hope you are smashing the like button for this session, because we are giving immense support to all the kind of examinations who are preparing for any engineering entrance exam. So we want to make sure you guys get the best of the best engineering and science colleges, in the country, and we are trying our best. So make sure you are supporting this channel, the Vedantu JEE English channel, which started for all the South Indian students. It is for you. It is the channel for any South Indian students. Remember that. Okay. Moving on to the next question. The intensity of the magnetic field at the center is B1 and the point on the axis at a distance equal to the radius is B2. Then what is the ratio of the magnetic field? Okay, let's try to figure this out. Imagine you take a coil which has some current in it, and what you do, you take 2 points. The first point is over here. The magnetic field at that particular point at the center, will be given by mu naught current divided by 2R. That is the formula. Now let's say you go to a distance equal to R, which is equal to the distance equal to the radius on the axis. Then what is the magnetic field at that point? It is mu naught I divided by 2. Here you have R square plus X. X is also R's only, so R square whole raised to 3 by 2, and on the top you have again R square. This is the correct formula. So let's try to figure out what does it end up being. Mu naught I R square divided by 2, R square plus R square, 2R square. Okay. Now R square raised to 3 by 2 will make it R cube. That is obvious. R square plus R square will be 2R square. If you want to do it like this, I will do it like this. 2 raised to 3 by 2. Again R square raised to 3 by 2. I'm just splitting up the terms. So this 2 and this 2 will cancel. 3 will be remaining. 2 and 3 will make it mu naught I divided by 2. R raised to 2, R raised to 3. Only one of the R will remain. 2 raised to 3 by 2. 2 cube is 8. So it will just become the square root of 8. What is that square root of 8? Square root of 8 is 4 into 2's square root, which is 2 root 2. So this will become 2 root 2. So this will become 2 root 2 into R. 2 2's are 4. So it will become mu naught I divided by 4 root 2 R. That's not the question. The question is only something else. The question is find the ratio of B1 by B2. So let's do that. B1 by B2 will be this by this. So mu naught I divided by 2R. B2 is nothing but mu naught I divided by 4 root 2 R. Mu naught I, R will get cancelled. 4 and 2 will get also cancelled. So I will be left with 2 root 2 divided by 1. Just check this out. So 2 root 2 divided by 1, which is option number A. Option number A, correct. 2 root 2 divided by 1. Option A. Very good, very good. Yes, this is 2 only. Yeah, this is 2 root 2 divided by 1. Awesome. So if you know the formulas, you will be able to do it. If you are wondering, sir, is there a formula revision for, EAPCET? Yes, I'll tell you where it is. Just search over here. Formula physics. Just search for it. Just search for it. Do you see complete formula revision JEE Mains 2024? So this is JEE Mains. Will it be useful? Obviously. Will the formula change? Will the formula change in EMCET, BITSET? No, right? So this is the session. It's almost reaching 1 lakh views. So just check this out and you will be revising all the formulas which are there for your physics. Okay. So use this session. There is also PDF link which is attached below this session. Okay. Everything is there in this. Cool. Moving on to the next one coming up on your screen. The straight conductor is bent as shown. The radius of the circular arc is r meters. The magnetic field at the center of the semicircle is how much? That is the question. That is the question. Okay. So Namah Shivaya, I feel that if you just try to do this calculation on your own, right, it will be very easy. The formula that I have used here is mu naught I radius square divided by 2 times radius square plus distance square. The distance happens to be r because it is mentioned in the problem. After that, it is pure mathematics. Physics ended here only. After this is pure simple 8th standard maths. R plus R is 2. So 2r square raised to 3 by 2. So 2 and r square I have separated out. Solve them individually and then taken the ratio B1 by B2. That's all I have done. So do it coolly, okay, separately. On your own, you will be able to get it. Okay? Okay. Mahalakshmi, miss me where? All right. Come on. What is the answer for this? What is the answer for this? Come on, think about it. First of all, remember this simple trick. Whenever you have a wire carrying some current and you are on the axis of the wire, the contribution of the magnetic field is always 0. So this part of the wire over here and this part of the wire over here, you are lying on the axis. So there is no contribution only from these two wires. So completely forget them. Completely forget them. Is that okay? Number 2. The magnetic induction at the semicircle. Only the contribution will come because of this semicircular wire. The contribution is only going to come because of this semicircular wire. So what is the magnetic field due to the semicircle over there? It will be mu naught I divided by 2r. That's for a complete circle. Because it's a semicircle, the contribution will be exactly half of it. So hence it will be mu naught I, 2 2s are 4, 4 times of r. That is the answer. Where is it? Mu naught I divided by 4 times of r. If you are wondering, sir, pi is there. Pi is anyways going to get cancelled, no? So why are you worried about it? Anyways, this pi and this pi will get cancelled. So this is exactly the answer what I wanted. Why did the Chumma write it? That is their wish. Or basically, think of it this way. Usually you write mu naught by 4 pi because mu naught by 4 pi is 10 to the power minus 7. So to bring it into the standard form, they have written pi divided and multiplied. That's all. Cool? Okay. Awesomeness. Moving on to the next question coming up on your screen. A proton and alpha particle enters the magnetic field with the same speed. The period of rotation of alpha particle will be how many times? Alpha particle means it has plus 2e charge and 4 times the mass. Proton has plus e charge and mass as m. So the period of rotation, if their velocities are same. Time period of rotation once they enter a magnetic field, remember when you throw a charge in a magnetic field, they go in circular paths. The radius is mv by qb and time period is 2 pi m divided by qb. This is the formula. Okay, so T alpha by T proton will be mass of alpha by mass of proton and it is inversely proportional to the charge. So charge of alpha will be below and charge of proton will be on the top. Magnetic field is the same, velocity didn't even come into the picture. Alpha particle is 4 times heavier than proton and alpha particle has twice the charge of a proton. So 4 by 2 will make it 2:1. So the time period of alpha by time period of proton is 2:1. So therefore the time period of alpha will be 2 times the time period of the proton. So 2 times is option B. Yes, B is the correct answer. Very good Amulya, Tanishq, awesome YouTube fun. Very good Akul Bhargav. Very good Yasmin. Awesomeness. Proud of all of you are. I feel that you guys are going to rock it. Yes or no? I feel you guys are going to rock the EMCET, EAPCET examination. Yes or no? Put up some fire emoji in the chat box quickly. And all the students who are joining in new, quickly subscribe to the Vedantu J English channel right away, right now. Don't miss this chance. This is your one-stop channel for all the students in South India, especially who want to learn in English. There is only one J English channel in the entire country. Nobody cares about you, only we do. In Vedantu, we have Tamil channel, we have Telugu channel, we have Kannada channel, we have English channel, right? We do literally care about you, understand that. So you need to show that love and support. So moving on to the next question. The ratio of the magnetic field at the center of a current carrying circular coil to its magnetic moment is X. The current and the radius both are doubled. Then the new ratio will become how much? The new ratio will become how much? Okay, let's try to do this. The ratio of the magnetic field at the center. The magnetic field formula is mu naught I divided by 2R divided by the magnetic moment. Okay, magnetic moment is number of turns, which is 1, into current, which is I, into area, which is basically pi r square. Now you divide both of them. You divide both of them. So what will you get? You will basically get, okay, I and I will get cancelled. So I will be left with mu naught. 2 will be there here. From here, remember I and I has got cancelled. So pi is there below, right? And this r and r square will merge together. R and r square will merge together and it will become basically r cube. It will just become r cube. Is that right, everybody? Is that right, everybody? So it is independent. This ratio B by M is independent of the current. It is just inversely proportional to r cube. So think about it. If the radius is doubled, oh my God, what will happen? If the radius is doubled, so you double the radius, so it will become 2 cube. So basically it will just become 1 by 8 times. 1 by 8 times. So guys, the answer should be option D, I believe. Yes, it is D. This ratio, because you double the radius, 2 cube is 8. 8 is in the denominator. So it will become 1 by 8 times. Awesomeness. Awesomeness. Very good. Very good. Moving on to the next question on your screen. Look at it. It says 3 capacitors are connected in series and 11 volts is applied to the combination. The charge and the voltage on the first capacitor is how much? Okay, let's try to do this. Because they are connected in series, the charge on the entire combination will be the same. Everybody agrees with this. Capacitors in series, charges are same. So let's find out the equivalent capacitance first. So 1 by C in series will be, remember for series capacitors, use parallel resistors formula. So 1 by 3 plus 1 by 6 plus 1 by 9. Don't add them. They are not resistors. Capacitors have opposite formula. That's why I use the parallel resistance formula. So guys, the the LCM, we can just take it as 18, I believe. Yes, 18 we can take it. So 3 goes with 18 6 times, 6 goes with 18 3 times, 9 goes with 18 2 times, 6 plus 3 is 9, 9 plus 2 is 11, so 11 by 18. So the equivalent capacitance is 18 by 11 volts. That is the equivalent capacitance. So what is the charge? The charge will be C into V. C into V. What is capacitance? 18 by 11. And what is the voltage? 11 itself. So this will be 18 coulombs, or what is it? It is microfarad, right? So this will be also in micro. So this is micro coulombs. So 18 micro coulombs is there here and here. So option B gets eliminated. Option D also gets eliminated. Now, out of 6 and 2, we have to choose one of them. So the charge is done. The potential difference is how much? The potential difference is how much? Now we all know Q is equal to C into V. So the charge is, remember, the same on all of them, is same for all in series. So the charge, I can still put it as 18 micro. Capacitance is 3 micro. So put 3 micro into the voltage, V1. So V1 will be 18 divided by 3. So V1 will be nothing but 6 volts. V1 will be nothing but 6 volts. So hence the answer should be C option, which is right over here. 6 volts is right over here. So this gets eliminated. Got it? C for Captain Shreyas. Very nice. Awesomeness. Moving on to the next question. The voltage difference across a capacitor increases by 30%. The energy of the capacitor increases by how much percent? That is the question. Wow, what a question. So, is there a formula for energy and voltage on the capacitor? Yes. What is the formula? Energy is half CV square. Is that right? Half CV square. The voltage is increased by 30%. What does that statement mean? The new voltage is the old voltage plus 30% of the old voltage. 30% of the old voltage means 0.3V. 1 plus 0.3 is 1.3V. Okay. So what is the new energy? It will be half C new voltage square. So it will be half C new voltage is 1.3 V whole square. So it will become 1 by 2 C V square. What is 13 square? 169. So this will be 1.69. But half CV square is the old energy. So the new energy is 1.69 times the old energy. So if you see it is 1.69 times more. So if it has 100, it is 169. So it is 69% more. Hence, the answer should be again. Who is this? What is written over here? Captain Shreyas. Yes, C for Captain Shreyas. Correct. That is the correct answer, my dear warriors. Next question. Electrons are going away from a region of low energy to a high energy. Move from a low energy to a high energy potential wise. Since an electron has a negative charge, what do you think? I feel everybody should be able to answer this question. Everybody should be able to answer this question. Everybody, come on. I'm waiting to see the spam. Come on, everybody. Teacher only is telling you, spam the answer. Spam the answer. Come on. Very good. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I want to see everybody spamming it. Positive charge always goes from high voltage to low voltage. Positive. Negative goes from low to high because it is a negative charge. Exactly. That is the correct reason. Both of them are correct. A is the correct answer. A is the correct answer. A for Allu Arjun. What is A for? C for Captain Shreyas. C for Captain Shreyas. Correct? Very good. What is A? A for Allu Arjun, sir. Awesome. What a nice answer. Proud of all of you. Moving on to the next question. The equivalent capacitance between A and B is. The equivalent capacitance between A and B is. Come on, solve this particular question. I think you can see few of them are in series and in parallel. Like especially these two are in series. And whenever capacitances are same in series, the equivalent will become the capacitance divided by the number. Here there are two such capacitors. So 8 divided by 2, which is 4 microfarad. Okay. So it will get divided because series you will use 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. That is the formula that you will use. Awesome. A for Andhra Biryani. Oh, that is also nice. Thank you, Vedantu J English. I think it is one of our teachers only in the chat box. A for Andhra Biryani. Oh, Allu Arjun fans are also assembled, Vignesh. Thank you. Okay. So what about 4 micro and 8 micro in parallel? What about 4 micro and 8 micro in parallel? So in parallel, what happens? You add them. So 4 plus 8 will make it 12 microfarad. Yes or no? It will become 12 microfarad. Now 8, 12 and this 8 are in series. Exactly. So 8 microfarad is in series with your 12 microfarad, which is in series with again your 8 microfarad. All of them are in series. So which formula will you use? So 1 by C is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. Understood, my dear students? Understood, my dear students? Perfect. So what is the answer that you get after solving all of this? Take the LCM. Take the LCM. What is the LCM? Yes, LCM is 24. Perfect. 8 3s are 24, 12 2s are 24, 8 3s are 24, right? 3 plus 2 5, 5 plus 3 8, so it will become 8 by 24, which is basically 1 by 3, but that is 1 by CS, so CS will be 3. So is there 3? Oh wow, 3 for, oh sorry, C for Captain Shreyas. Wow. Yes. Yes. Naku Telugu telusu. Right. But little bit, not too much. I can understand, but yeah, I have my roots from Andhra, Kurnool, Hyderabad, Gadwal, right? So I think you might be knowing these towns and cities or might have heard about them. Cool. So moving on to the next one, coming up on your screen, capacitance of a capacitor becomes 7 by 6 times the original value if a dielectric slab of thickness 2 by 3D is introduced between the plates. T is the separation between the plates. The dielectric constant of the dielectric slab is asked. Okay. So let's try to solve this, guys. How to solve this? The capacitance becomes 7 by 6 times the original value with the insertion of the slab. So C with the slab is 7 by 6 times the C without anything. Now with the slab, the formula goes something like this: epsilon naught A divided by each part length divided by the dielectric medium constant. Slab is having a length of 2 by 3D, so put 2 by 3D and divide it with the dielectric constant. Remaining part out of D, if 2 by 3D goes, the remaining part will be D by 3. The dielectric constant will be 1 because there is air in that part. So that's why divide it with 1. That's the formula. Epsilon naught A divided by D1 by K1 plus D2 by K2 plus D3 by K3 plus D4 by K4. 2D by 3 is the slab, remaining is D by 3. That's all. This is equal to 7 by 6 times epsilon naught A divided by D. A lot of things are going to get cancelled, like for example, right over here, epsilon naught, A, D, 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 everywhere it gets cancelled, right? So now you just have to solve this normally and you will get the value of K. That's all. Okay, you just have to solve this normally and you will get the value of K. So this will be 1 divided by 2 by 3K plus 1 by 3. 1 by 3 is equal to 7 by 6 times of D. You cross multiply them guys. So this will become 6D is equal to 7 times of D also has got cancelled. Why did I put D over here? Yeah. So just cross multiply. So 6 will be equal to 7 times of 2 by 3K plus 2 by 3K plus 1 by 3. In fact, 3 can be taken outside as common and you multiply it with 6, so it will become 18 is equal to 7 into 2 by K plus 1. Solve this and you will get the answer. Just check it out if you get it as 14 by 11. So solving this, you should get the value of K as 14 by 11. Option number A. Option number A. Cool? Awesomeness. So this is the main formula. This is the main formula which you should use. Moving on to the next question. Two capacitors C1, C2 charged with 120 volts and 200 volt batteries. When they are connected in parallel, it is found the potential on each one of them is 0. The potential on each one of them is 0. Okay, interesting. So if they are connected in parallel, it is found the potential becomes 0. Then what is the relationship between these capacitors? Think about it. So first of all, this capacitor C1 is charged with 120 volts. The other capacitor that you have, C2, is charged to 200 volts. Now you join both of them together, C1 and C2 in parallel, and what happens is the potential on each one of them becomes 0. That means if the voltage is 0, the charge will be also 0. The charges have neutralized each other. So whatever positive charge was there, same negative charge was there, they cancelled out each other. Exactly. So the charges on each one of them are 0, meaning, for example, this was the positive terminal and let's say this was the other side was the negative terminal. So the positive was connected to negative, negative was connected to the positive. So when they were connected, since the charges were equal, they just got cancelled out with each other. That's all. So since we all know Q is equal to C into V, the value of Q is basically going to be the same. Value of Q is going to be the same. Therefore, for the first capacitor, the charge will be C1 multiplied by 120. For the other capacitor, the charge will be C2 multiplied by 200. C2 multiplied by 200. 0, 0, you cancel. So guys, what is the factor which you can divide? 4, right? So 12 divided by 4 is 3. So 3 times of C1. 20 divided by 4 is 5. So 5 times of C2. 3C1 is basically 5C2. 3C1 is 5C2 is option number C for Captain Shreyas. Understood? Is it absolutely clear, my dear warriors? Everybody with me? Very good. Very good. Excellent. Moving on to the next one. The drift speed is V when a current I is flowing. Radius and current are doubled, then the new velocity will be how much? That's the question. Okay. What is the formula for drift speed? Current is equal to NVIDIA. You might have heard about the software company, graphics card company, NVIDIA, right? GeForce, NVIDIA, Intel, all these are electronic software companies you might have heard of, correct? So over here, what is happening? Radius and current are doubled. So what will happen to the drift speed? So drift speed is current divided by NE area. Area is basically pi r square. So drift speed 1 by drift speed 2, because it is directly proportional to current. So current 1 by current 2 inversely proportional to the radius. So R2 on the top, R1 below, but it is whole square. The current and the radius are doubled. So second current is 2 times the old current. The new radius is 2 times the old radius. 2 square and 2 will make it just 2:1. But that is just V1 by V2. But I want V2. So V2 will be V1 by 2. V1 is V, so V by 2. So V by 2 is option B. Yes, that is the correct answer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Awesome. Gondela Thanus. Oh, what is my salary, sir? Okay. Gondela, complete your engineering from a good college. Only then you can enter into teaching. Okay, from a good college. Okay, like I have done my BTech from NIT Nagpur. I have done my research from IIT Bombay. So most of the teachers in Vedantu are IITians, NITians, BITSians, right? So do that, and when you apply, then I will tell you the salary. Because by the time you apply here, the salary would have increased, no? Okay, so then I will tell you. So you apply very soon. Hope to see you as a teacher. Moving on. A Wheatstone's bridge is used to determine the value of unknown resistance by adjusting the variable resistance Y as shown in the figure. For the most precise measurement of X, the resistance of P and Q. Okay, what do you think it is? What do you think it is? Do not play any role. Should be approximately 2x, should be approximately equal and small, should be large and unequal. The resistance of P and Q. Guys, whenever meter bridge experiment is performed, these resistances should be roughly the same, meaning your null point should come close to 50 centimeters, only then your accuracies are very good. If your null point is very close to this end or the other far end, then the inaccuracies are more. So in order that the null point is somewhere in between, this resistance and this resistance are roughly the same, this resistance and this resistance are roughly the same. So the null happens to be at the midpoint. So it should be approximately the same, and yes, they are small, you do not make it very big, correct? Wow, very good. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. Why are you writing colorful? Because you like colorful things. If I write it in plain things, then you will not find it attractive. That's why. The galvanometer does not show any deflection. The value of the resistance is how much? See, if the galvanometer is not showing any deflection, that means the current in this part is 0. If there is no current in this part, that's it. The voltage difference between these 2 points is basically 2 volts. Okay, that is the basic conclusion which I can draw. You have to find the resistance. Okay. Now, if on the resistance or across the resistance the voltage drop is 2 volts, but 10 volts is given, So naturally, the remaining volts, which is 8 volts, will be dropped here, because this will be 10 minus 2 volts. This will be nothing but 10 minus 2 volts, which is 8 volts. So if that is the case, I can also find the current in this part. I can also find the current in this part. The current will be voltage divided by resistance. Also, I can do the same thing, because no current goes here. All that current will have to travel here. All that current will have to travel here. It will be voltage, which is 2, divided by the resistance. Both of them are same. So therefore, 2 by R will be equal to 8 by 400. This will go 4 times, 4 goes with this. So R will be basically 100 ohms. Let's find out whether it is 100. Yes, it is D option. It is D option. No, it is not B. Yes, alpha K2. The answer is D. Correct. Correct. Very good. Very good. Very good. Moving on to the next one on your screen. Last few questions coming up. Full Josh, full energy. I want everybody to smash the like button and subscribe. And what is your Guru Dakshina? You have to talk about us, the channel. Make sure they are subscribed. And also let them know that, Shreyas Sir and his team, they are teaching you in the GOAT batch, which is the greatest of all time batch. The link is there in the description box. Even if you are planning to take a drop, this is the batch for you with entire 11th and 12th standard syllabus. Remember that. And yes, you will get test series, you will get study material, you will have live classes, the recordings, my notes, all the teachers' notes, e-books, so you don't have to buy any books. And yes, you will get doubt solving, assignments, and complete study material with revision, everything in this batch till next year, JEE 2025 Advanced. So all the exams before that also get covered. Yes, and the course is just for 3,999 rupees. You have to do this if you are taking a drop, and if you know someone who is planning to take a drop or currently moving from 11th to 12th. Yes. Why should we aim for low? We should aim for high. If you prepare for JEE, if you prepare for JEE Advanced, you are automatically preparing for every single exam, be it EAPCET, be it KCET, be it COMEDK, be it VIT every single thing. Remember that. So, a resistance is stretched till the length is doubled. The wire is now bent in the form of a triangle. The new resistance between any two sides in ohms is how much? Okay. Let's see. How do we solve this? How do we solve this? Fair enough. So guys, 3 ohm resistance is stretched till the length is double. Remember, resistance is rho L by A, but do not say it proportional to length, because area will change, and area is volume divided by length. So it will be rho L square by V. So resistance is directly proportional to L square, meaning if my length is doubled, 2 square is 4, so resistance will become 4 times. So the new resistance will become old resistance, which is 3 ohms, multiplied by 4, which is 12 ohms. Now you make it into an equilateral triangle. Let's make it into an equilateral triangle. So what will happen? This 12 ohms will get divided into 3 parts. This will be 4 ohms. This will be 4 ohms. This will be 4 ohms. And now what you do, you measure the effective resistance between the ends. Let's say between this end and this end. What will be the effective resistance? That's the question, right? Okay. Now these two 4 ohms are basically in series. They are basically in series. So 4 plus 4 resistors will just add. It will become 8 ohms. That 8 ohms is parallel with 4 ohms. So your parallel resistance will become R1, R2 divided by R1 plus R2. 8 4s are 32. 8 plus 4 is basically 12, right? Divided by 4, right? Divided by 4. So this will be nothing but just 8 over here, and this will be nothing but by 3. So it should be 8 by 3. Yes, option C is the correct answer. Option C. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So for the deleted chapters which are not there in JEE but which are there in EAPCET, watch my old classes. You can see 2-3 years back classes. I have completed transistors and communication systems, whatever. things were not there in JEE Mains, and if it is there in EAPCET or any other exam, watch my very old classes. That is properly done. Okay, you can watch it. It's all there in English. It's all there recorded. Okay, a current of 2 amperes flows in this circuit as shown. The potential difference between these 2 points is how much is the question. First things first, this current will get divided as it goes in the circuit. How will it get divided? Let's find out. 7 and 3 is 10 ohms. 3 and 7 is also 10 ohms. Oh, so 10 ohms here and 10 ohms here. So the current will get divided equally. So this will be 1 ampere and this too will be 1 ampere. But obviously the voltages won't be same. Do not put 0. 0 is not even there in the answer. So first of all, let's talk about voltage at point R. It will be this point's voltage, which is point P's voltage, minus, why minus? Because in the resistor the voltage will drop by IR. I is 1, resistance is 3. Okay, great. What about the voltage at point S? Vs will be the voltage at point P minus IR. I is 1, resistance is 7. But what do we want? We want the voltage difference between R and S. So VR minus Vs. Vp will cancel. So I will have minus 1 into 3, minus 1 into 7, and I am subtracting them. So this will become 7 minus 3, which is basically 4 volts. Is it there? Yep. Option number B. It could have been also possible the answer comes out to be negative. So that negative is also there to just confuse you. It's just there to confuse you. Got it, my dear warriors? Clear-o, perfecto, amazing-o. Let's move on to the next question. The amplitudes of the waves are 2:5. The ratio of maximum to minimum intensity of those interfering waves. Whenever the waves interfere, they can produce constructive, destructive or intermediate interference. If it is constructive, amplitudes add. If it is destructive, their amplitudes subtract. And if it is something else, use vector addition by treating the amplitudes like phasors which behave like vectors. Yes. Okay, now this is maximum and minimum. That means constructive and destructive. The intensity formula is not addition. Maximum intensity, the maximum intensity is going to be, okay, I will not even use that formula. I just need amplitudes. Let's do this. The maximum amplitude will be A1 plus A2. So imagine one of the amplitudes is 2A, the other amplitude will be 5A. Ratio is 2:5. So it will be basically 2A plus 5A, which is basically 7A. Similarly, think what about the minimum amplitude which will be there? It will be the modulus of A1 minus A2. So it will be modulus of 2A minus 5A. So 5 minus 2 is 3. So the answer will be 3A. That is the minimum amplitude. Now, what about the intensity? Intensity is proportional to the square of the amplitude. So therefore, I max by I minimum will be A max by A minimum whole square. What is maximum? It's 7. What is minimum? That is 3. This whole square, 7 square, 49, 3 square, 9. 49 is to 9 is option B. That is the correct answer. Got it? Yes. Like I said, amplitudes add and subtract for constructive and destructive, maxima and minima, bright and dark fringes. Exactly. Light waves. Fringe width of Young's double slit experiment is measured to be beta. What will be the fringe width? If the wavelength is doubled, suppression is halved, and between the screen and the slits is tripled. Every single variation has been done. So beta is lambda d by small d. Correct? What is beta prime? What is happening to the new wavelength? The wavelength is doubled. So 2 times of lambda. The distance between the screen and the slits is tripled. So 3 times of capital D. The distance between the slits is halved. That means small d by 2. You should know what is the difference between capital D and small d. Capital D is the distance between the screen and the slits. Between those 2 slits, the distance is small d. It's very small, so small d. So this will become 2 3s are 6, 6 2s are 12, 12 times lambda d by small d. So it will be 12 times, what is this? This is basically your old fringe width. So 12 times is d. Exactly. How many of you wrote it? Wow, let me see the names. Very good, Devraj. Very good, Alpha. Very good, Madhvi. Awesome. Abhijit. Very good, very good. Excellent. Moving on to the next question on your screen. If the distance between the object and its 2 times magnified virtual image produced by a curved mirror is 15, what is the focal length? Ray optics question. Let's see if you guys can figure this out. The magnification produced is 2 times for that virtual image. Okay, so what is the focal length of the mirror? So imagine this is the mirror example. This is where the object is. The distance between the object and its 2 times virtual image. So virtual means the image will be here. This is object, this is image. Okay, the image is 2 times magnified, something like this. Yeah, and it is clearly mentioned this is 15 centimeters. Just check this out. Yep. So we all know V divided by U with a negative sign, gives me the magnification, and this magnification is basically 2 times. That is what is given to me. That is basically what is given to me. Yes or no? Perfect. So from this, let's see if we can figure out something. The distance between the object and its 2 times is this much magnified. Okay. So therefore, V magnitude wise is 2 times the magnitude of the image distance. Magnitude wise, V is basically 2 times of this. Awesome. Awesome. Now think about it. We have to use the mirror formula. We have to use basically the mirror formula. So for using the mirror formula, I'll do one thing. Let's say this is x. Let's say this is x. So the object distance, if it is x, the image distance is twice the object distance. So this will be 2 times of x. This will be 2 times of x. Agree with this? If this is x, this will be 2 times of x because this is 2 multiplied by x. Awesome. So let's use the mirror formula and see what do we get. So 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. Right? 1 by V plus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. Now image distance is basically 2x and it is positive because this is the positive side and this is the negative side. The object distance is going to be negative, so it will be minus x is equal to 1 by F. Awesome. Awesome. So let's see what happens over here. Half minus 1. Half minus 1 is minus half. So this will be minus 2x, 1 by 2x, and this is basically F. So F will be nothing but minus 2x. Oh, what is the value of x? Guys, the total length was 15. So 15 was x plus 2x, which is 3x. Therefore, x will be 15 by 3, which is 5 centimeters. So this will be minus 2 into 5, which is basically minus 10 centimeters. Is that option there? Yes, it is there. Yes, it is there as option A. Many of you said option C. Many of you said it as option C. That is wrong. That is wrong. Got it, my dear warriors? Very good. Awesomeness. Moving on to the next question on your screen. Next question on your screen. The wavelength of light in vacuum is 6000 Armstrong and in the medium is 4000 Armstrong. What is the refractive index of the medium? How has refractive index got to do anything with the wavelength? Remember, the refractive index is speed of light in air upon speed of light in the medium. Speed of light is frequency into wavelength. This is also frequency into wavelength. Frequency never changes, so that's why it is wavelength in air upon wavelength in the medium. So wavelength in air is basically, or vacuum is 6000. Wavelength inside the medium is 4000. 0 zeros cancel, it will become 6 by 4, which is 3 by 2, which is 1.5. Is that so? Yes, it is correct answer. B option. Very good. Excellent. I enjoyed this class. And if you want me to conduct one more class for the entire 11th standard topics, do let me know in the comments. And also support by liking and subscribing to the 𝑽𝒂𝒐𝒑𝒔 English channel. I would love to see your support. Only then we will do it. Thank you so much. Okay, do leave me a comment after the video ends. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye. This was Captain Shreyas signing off. Hasta la vista.